Donald Trump is creating a recession out of thin air. It takes some skill to do this. Recessions typically arise from complex economic factors, financial crises, a shock to supply, global events beyond any individual's control. But the current economic precarity, the precipice of a recession on which we're not in a recession yet, but there are growing concerns that we will be. It really relates directly to Trump's actions, showcasing really a unique form of detrimental incompetence. Historically, recessions are triggered by, for example, the 2008 financial crisis, excess debt in the housing market, bad loans made with little documentation led to a global financial meltdown. Other times, it would be like the asset bubbles of 2001. The 2001 contraction was an asset bubble in tech stocks. It was referred to as the dot-com bubble burst. Supply shocks are another possibility. You look at the 1970s, where there was a recession because of oil price shocks, where steep increases in oil prices led to a decline in aggregate demand. In 2020, remember around COVID, there was this very brief downturn where fundamentally it was about the shutdown of economic activity. The current recession, if there is one, we are not there yet, would be largely self-inflicted through Donald Trump's erratic policies. The aggressive implementation of tariffs on trading partners, unforced error. This includes significant imports on import taxes on Canadian steel and aluminum. That raises consumer prices there, reduces spending, bad for the economy. This creates uncertainty among businesses. So you delay an investment or you wait on hiring people. And when you look at Trump's approach, varied tariffs on different people, federal hiring freezes, mass government layoffs, withdrawal from international commitments, it's erratic. And it's a sort of shock therapy strategy that shifts from public to private spending in a lot of areas and also causes instability. We have not really seen this in modern economic history. It is a rare thing that a president's actions become the primary catalyst for a recession. Usually it's long-term economic trends, a global pandemic, a global commodity market alteration or shock. And so one of the things that's important to remember is that on the one hand, I'm careful on the show not to even give credit or blame to presidents when something doesn't have much to do with them. As many of you know, with gas prices now for more than a decade, go back to George W. Bush, I have made clear presidents can do very little on gas prices. We have the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which can temporarily reduce prices if accessed somewhere around 15 cents a gallon. You can do a gas tax holiday, which is a very brief thing. But for the most part, we are talking about global circumstances. Presidents can convince oil-producing nations to cut supply or to increase supply, right? But for the most part, gas prices aren't because of a president. High, low, good, bad. It's mostly not because of a president. We are reminded by what's going on right now. The current situation really kind of highlights that presidents can impact economic stability, especially when they start to deviate from established norms and create uncertainty. So we are not in a recession right now. I hope we don't get there. We're in a period of erratic instability, but it is, if it becomes that bad, a product of Donald Trump's own making. Guys in my audience, I know you're tired of the chafing with traditional underwear. Our sponsor, Sheath, makes the most comfortable boxer briefs I've ever worn. If you're sick of the boxers that are too loose or the briefs that are too tight, Sheath is for you. Sheath underwear is designed with two special pouches in the front. Keeps everything separate in its own compartment with extra confidence that you will feel throughout the day, keeping things separate and comfortable, no more sticking and chafing. I was skeptical about the dual pouch, I admit it, but it is game changing. Everything stays where it is supposed to be, extra useful when working out at the gym. And even if you don't want to use the pouches, you don't have to. It is still the most comfortable pair of underwear I have ever owned. It will blow your mind how soft and stretchy these are, made with moisture wicking technology to keep you dry. If you were ready to take underwear comfort to a new place, a place you didn't even know it could go, head over to sheathunderwear.com/Pacman and get 20% off with the code Pacman. The link is in the description.